Hello and good day to everyone. My name is Nargiza Azzamova. I'm an English teacher of Tashkent State Agrarian University. Dear my students and other listeners, welcome to the online lesson. I hope you will enjoy it and you will get enough knowledge about today's our topic by the end of the lesson. Okay, let's begin. Dear students, in agriculture, a plant, for example, food crops for human consumption, feed crops for livestock consumption, oil crops for human consumption and industrial uses. Also, fiber crops for textiles and other secondary and industrial crops for personal and industrial uses. And as you understand, today we are going to talk about plants and plant products. Dear students, let me first introduce with the contents of our today's lesson. First of all, we'll talk about practical uses of plants as food in industry, in medicine, for chemicals, in gardening, in science. And our grammar topic will be active and passive voice. Practical uses of plants as food. As we know, plants grown as for human consumption, and agriculture deals with the production of food crops and has played a vital role in the history of world civilizations. Dear students, agriculture includes agronomy for growing, cultivating crops, and horticulture for vegetables and fruit, and forestry for timber. On this page of the presentation, you can see some of the food crops as wheat, rice plant, rice seeds, coffee plant, apple tree, tomato plant, potato plant, lemon tree, and carrot tree. And humans depends on food for consumption, food consumption. And in industry, let's talk about practical uses of plants in industry. Plants grown as industrial crops are to harm the environment. And one of the most important sources of industrial crops is wood. Wood is used not only for buildings, as you see here is given a wood house, boats and furniture, but also for smaller items such as musical instruments and sports equipment. And now the role of and nutraceuticals and pharmaceutical intermediates of synthetic drugs. Dear students, here is given some medicinal plants as aloe vera, peppermint, marigold, lemon balm, basil, lavender, rosemary. And modern medicine includes and derived from plants include aspirin, Taxol, morphine, quinine, risperidone, colchicine, and vincristine. Now I would like to give a definition for the word pesticides. What does it mean in pesticides? Pesticides are chemicals which farmers use in order to destroy, in order to kill harmful insects and other living organisms. And pesticides also derived from plants include nicotine, rotenone, strychnine, and pyrethrin. Plants such as you see here is given a picture of tobacco, cannabis, opium poppy, and coca yields are psychotropic chemicals. Dear students, thousands of plants are cultivated for aesthetic purposes as well as to provide shade, modify temperatures, to reduce wind, and abate noise, provide privacy, and prevent soil erosion. Moreover, plants are the basis of multi-billion-dollar payer tourism industry, which includes travel to historic gardens, national parks, rainforests, and forests, and also festivals such as Japan's and America's cherry blossom festivals. In science, let's talk about practical uses of plants in science. Scientific advances in genetic engineering led to developments in crops. Genetically modified crops are plants in agriculture. The DNA, which has been modified modified genetic engineering methods, and the aim is to introduce a new trait to the plant which doesn't have naturally. And also GM crops include resistant to certain pests, diseases, environmental conditions, and resistant to chemicals treatments, and also improving their nutrient profile of the crop. Now it's time to study grammar. Dear student, now you are going to learn sentences. The first one is given in active voice and the second one is in passive voice. Dear students, the performer of the action, we generally start our sentence with the performer of the action and then verb and then the object or a person which is the action is performed on. For example, and the sentence is started with the subject, the performer of the action, and then verb. Verb is given in the present simple, and the object passive voice. For example, the students are taught by the professor. The students is the object of the verb. And dear students, I would like to ask you to focus your attention to the arrows. The subject and the object of active voice are changing their places in passive voice. The object of the active voice is standing as a subject in the passive voice. The students are taught by the professor. If you want to add a person, you should use by. And now let's talk about when we should use in what situations. If you don't want to say who or what did the action, the second one. Now, dear students, now we are going to learn how to formulate passive voice. Within this given example, we are going to analyze. First one is, first step, put the object of the verb at the beginning of your sentence. The beginning of our sentence is given the food crops. It's an object of the verb. Then put the verb to be, as you see here is given it to be are, and in the same tense as the active sentence. And of course, put the main verb in the past participle form. Here is given past participle form of the verb eat. I mean eaten. And of course, if you want to mention the performer of the action, use by. As you see, by and the performers are humans. The food crops are eaten by humans. And dear students, always remember that not all verbs in English can take an object. For example, I live in Tashkent, or she studies well, and such kind of sentence, they cannot change it into passive voice. Now here is given some examples. With the help of these examples, we will strengthen our theme. Active voice and passive voice. Three simple present. The first one is given in present simple. The second one is in past simple. And the third one is in future simple. Millions of people read this magazine. If you want to formulate passive voice, of course, we should, as I told you, we should put the object in the first place. This magazine is read by millions of people. And the next one, Mary translated the article. The article was translated by Mary. The active sentence is given in the past simple. That's why we change it into tomorrow. And dear students, in the future simple, you should use will be. Now here is your home task. The first one you should do, change the following active sentence into the passive, and the second one is rewrite the sentences in the active voice. Dear students, do your home task and send me through the Telegram. That's all for today, dear students. I hope you enjoyed the online lesson. Thanks for your attention and see you next time. Bye bye.